Hi, my name is Tamara, and you are watching Things Even a Monkey Should Know. Hello, hello! Thank you so much for joining me again today. As you know, if you've watched some of my other videos, I'm not a professional at anything except artist, but I have learned there are a number of things around the house and out in the yard and on my cars that I can do myself and often save myself time, money, and aggravation. So I hope you have saved those things now too. Today, we are doing something that every monkey should know from when they first start driving, and that is how to jump a car. Let's get started. Today is pretty straightforward as far as what we're going to need today. We're going to need the car that works, the car that doesn't. We're going to need a set of jumper cables, and the heavier the gauge of the wire of your jumper cables, the better this is going to work, the quicker your dead battery is going to charge, and the faster you'll be on your way. So, are jumper cables something that I would cheap out on and get a cheap pair? No, I would not. I would get a good pair because this is something that as you move from vehicle to vehicle over the years, you can take it with you, and it doesn't matter what make or model or year your vehicle is, they're going to be the same. So I would get a good pair and keep a pair in every car you have. I want to start by saying that if you are uncomfortable in any way jumping a vehicle, then you should definitely call AAA or a repair shop or somebody else who is comfortable jumping one or can bring you a new battery if you do indeed have battery troubles. And if your car won't start, the battery is a good place to look because it is the least expensive fix usually. So the first thing we need to know is where the battery is on both vehicles, and then get the batteries as close together as possible because we don't want to be running our jumper cables over potentially any moving parts of the engine or even sitting them on areas of the engine that get hot. So I'm going to go and remove the battery cover here. And if you have signs of corrosion on your battery, be very careful and probably wear some safety glasses just to be sure that you don't get anything in your eyes. Now, my battery is actually relatively new because I haven't had a driveway, so my car has just been sitting, and I change out the battery ever so often when it won't charge anymore. But yay, I have a driveway, so now I get to drive my car. All right. All that being said, we have our vehicles as close together as possible. Now, you do want to put these on in a very specific order. We are first going to take our clamp and securely connect it to the positive, the red. Everything is red and black, so this makes it very easy. We match our colors. But we connect it to the red or positive on our dead battery. We are going to come over to our working battery, and we are going to connect it to the positive here. And after we connect it to the positive on this battery, we're going to connect to the neutral on this battery. And you notice how all of this is plastic coated so that you don't get shocked. If your plastic coating starts to deteriorate, you definitely need to replace that coating or replace the whole set of jumper cables. The last thing we're going to do is connect our negative or our neutral over here. And what do we not do? We do not connect it to the neutral on the battery. Why is that? Because in case there is a spark of some sort, whenever we go to start our car, we don't want it to ignite. So we are simply going to connect it to an unpainted screw on here. That was an aluminum, nope, that's a stainless screw. Anywhere basically that's connected to your frame, we could also connect it to one of these bolts right here, just as long as you ground it to something that is not, well, that bolt's too small, but just make sure that you ground it to something on the vehicle's frame that is not actually connected to the battery. Now make sure again that we have all of our jumper cables safely out of the way. And now we're going to go and we're going to start our live vehicle, and we're going to let it run for a few minutes before we try to start our dead vehicle. you happen to have a second person who can help you with this, you will be much better off, because if you have a vehicle that needs a little bit of a rev to make it reach about 2,000 RPMs, it's really nice if you have somebody else who can do that rather than having to sit and do it yourself and then run over and try to start your other car. We have had about 5 minutes of juice coming from the other vehicle, so we're going to go ahead and see if this baby will start. Now that we have our dead vehicle started, what are we not going to do? Well, we're not going to turn it off. This thing needs to run for at least 15 minutes to allow the battery to recharge. Ideally, you would drive it around so that it really has the opportunity to recharge. Now, if you need a new battery, like if this one's on its last legs, this is a really good time to go get one while your car is running, right? Yes. If your battery was simply run down because you accidentally left your lights on, which probably doesn't happen very often anymore since most cars have automatic lights, mine don't, but a lot of cars do, then just driving it around for 20-30 minutes should recharge the battery enough that your car will be back on its feet like it always is. So how do we get out of our pickled up mess now? Well, we do it in exactly the opposite order that we put the cables on. So first, and remember, everything is live electricity now. Do not touch bare wires. No, bad. First, we're going to take our neutral cable off of where we had it here. I'm just gonna lay it over to the side here. Don't let it touch your battery. Then we're coming over to our live vehicle, and we're going to remove the neutral from this vehicle. And if you recall, and by the way, don't ever let the black and the red touch each other while they're connected to a battery either. So next we're going to remove this one, our live one. So now we're totally off our original starting vehicle. And last but not least, we're going to remove the live from our dead vehicle. And then we're going to replace the battery cap or whatever else we may have had to dismantle, unless it's really complicated, in which case you should wait until you can safely stop your vehicle whenever you know that you're going to be able to restart it again. That was not bad at all, right? And for a lot of people, it's something that they didn't know how to do or didn't think they could do, and it's actually incredibly easy. There are two big things to take away. The first is to always be aware of where the ends of your jumper cables are. Don't touch them together because you can cause sparks or an explosion, depending on what's going on under your hood. The second is the order in which these things are installed. And remember, you start with the red on the dead vehicle, then you do the red on the live vehicle, then you do the black on the live vehicle, and then you do the black on the dead vehicle. And the only one of those clamps that does not clamp onto the color on the battery is the black on the dead vehicle. Remember, that clamp somewhere on the frame that's unpainted, and that can be a stainless screw or bolt or whatever. You're going to have one. A lot of new vehicles actually have something installed that connects to the frame that's very obvious, that says minus beside it, and you can clamp onto that. It makes it way easier, right? Well, thank you so much for joining me today. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please go ahead and do that now. I hope this helped you out, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. I hope this helped you. I hope, what else do I hope? Well, I hope that I get some ice cream when I get home. I hope that my dogs haven't torn up the house. I hope for a monkey butler. I hope, and then neutral on the, oh no. Be very aware of where the ends of your cables are, or